So here are the advantages that you might not know that you have just by virtue of everyone labeling things negatively. Realize that there is a positive element and a negative element to everything, in the same way that there is a down to an up, in the same way that there is a beginning to an end, in the same way that there is a non-existence to an existence. You know what I mean? Everything balances out with the opposite end. It means that you can see things like depression as an advantage. So realize that depression is a sadness. It comes with particular things like a low energy, a non-optimism, so on and so forth. But realize that should you have a chronic depression, should you have a constant state of anything, yeah, it is an advantage in itself, because you know that you're not waiting for better days, you're not waiting for like an uplifting energy or anything like this. It means that when you start working, you can just work. And you know, if the world is always dark, you just adapt to the darkness of the world. And that's the advantage of something like depression. An advantage of, what people call ADHD, right? Which is having attention that shifts easily. An advantage of having attention that shifts easily is you can touch on multiple things. You can touch on multiple things. I have a chance to touch on multiple things in a day. Yeah? It means that should you plan your plan such that there are different slots, like for instance, I plan my day out such that there are different slots that I address. These slots being executive functionality, because I'm people's boss, you know, and even if I'm not people's boss, I'm my boss. So then I gotta make plans for like where I'm gonna go in life, which is why I make a lot of progress within like short spaces of time. Yesterday, I scored third on the continent. I was the third best photographer on the continent at the Wits University Awards. It's like a good university in Africa. It used to be one of the top ones. I haven't checked the updates, but I'll tell you what, it's a university, god damn it. And it's not like pictures of my family that I sent to my family and they reviewed, yeah? It's pictures judged by high artists in the community. And I came third, and I'll tell you what, third place can always trade blows with the first place. I might not always beat the first place, but I'll tell you what, it's not a different animal. Yeah, but essentially, it's planning, things like my own ethics. You need to actually look at your ethics and like how you're doing, but you need to have an objective task each day of looking at your ethics, because here's the idea: we can float away and think we're doing well because we're making money, but then if you're not being ethical, you will sabotage yourself, or someone will sabotage you on your behalf. Yeah, as people like open the door and let in blaring music. Anyway, it's this, and productivity, production, like the things that I sell, meaning my media house services, my books, my my own production as a high-end photographer. And this year I feel very proud because it's the second year in a row that I've gotten to the university, the university finals. Last year I was top photographer, so last year I was golden, and this year I'm bronze. But I'll tell you what, I've never paid to enter the Wits University Award Festival, and I'm always at a front seat because every single time I've entered, I've been at the top. So I'm happy about this. Anyway, the fourth thing that I would focus on is treasury elements. You need to know what the next thing that you're going to buy is. For instance, I myself am going to buy like a super big, super nice, luxurious tablet display just because I need to display my photos, my videos, all my media house services very easily and portably wherever I go. 1, 2, I need a device which is not a laptop or not as chunky as a laptop that I can keep on me. One element also of planning is security. Never think that everything is going to be alright, because it's not going to be alright when you think it's going to be alright. But if you prepare for an emergency, meaning think about getting robbed for no reason, you will become immune more and more to the concept of getting robbed, because you'll know that, for instance, like me, I have tear gas, pepper spray, and a taser right in front of me. If someone storms in, I will open this tear gas because I don't know who's around, and I'm going to start zapping people. And although I'm not going to run away, which is a bit interesting, and why you'll find me in hospital at some point, or without teeth at some point, or something at some point. Should you have the audacity to rob me, like if you can do that, realize that I'll actually very purely and sincerely and honestly make an attempt on your life. How did you perform the miracle of trying to rob me, trying to fight me, or something like that? I'm a community activist. I help people with my life, you know? 4 years of my life I spent doing full-time charity work, and you want to attack me? I'll attack you like the hundreds of people that I'm going to help. I'll attack you earnestly. So you can try. I know people will. Let's see what happens. Anyway, there's those treasury elements, those like money elements. You need to see, what am I gonna need to buy? Do you see what I mean? And then there's technical elements. What do I need to improve so that I can have better videos on my YouTube channel, so that I can have, you know, a better business, a better life thereby, so on and so forth. Then the sixth element would be quality control. This means that, like, how do I get my work checked, or how do I make it so that my work quality is controlled? It could still just be you, but with a more accurate, you know, screen or something like that, or just a variety of like checks that you put your stuff through, so that it's easier, or like a standardized process that, you know, maybe neutralizes color, so that you don't have to do like so much maybe correction, or so that if you have a warm picture, it's not like now that you're using a warmer display, the picture is yellow or something. You can neutralize colors, which some people do. Although I don't like that. Don't be neutral, lean in one direction. If it's bad on someone's screen, but it's good on yours, whatever. Now, things like this. Then the final element that I address is public relations. You need to put out positive information about you. Put out positive information about you. Make good works well known. Don't lie to people. There's already plenty of goodness to you, plenty of goodness about you, plenty of production that you've already achieved. There's no need to like create something, because you know what? Already, even if you've been in your industry for a year, realize that that's a good work. It's a good work to have a body of a year of work. Let us say you are a waiter. Let us say you are. Do you see? I make good works well known. I just let you know that I was third in a continental competition. Wow! It means that you can call me if you need a photographer, and I'll probably take a good photo. Damn it! And it also lets you know that I'm a bit resentful the way that a second or a third place person will be, because I didn't win. So then now I'm training with like a little bit of spite, meaning that I'll probably take an award-winning photo of you, yeah? These are the things that you need to, or that you need to keep in mind. But should you be a person who can spread their attention in different directions, realize that you might be able to touch on these things each day. Do you see what I mean? Assuming you don't have an energy deficit. But if you do have an energy deficit, like I said earlier, you can force it. Should you have anxiety, realize that you'll be able to isolate yourself very well. It means that you can read books. I've read hundreds of books in my life. It's not from my anxiety, which you know, I've managed to work through. Like just because it's difficult to be anxious and able to do like things that you need to do as a CEO. You know what I mean? You need to sometimes go and MC an event. You need to like gracefully, like you need to navigate with some grace, so you can't have like an anxiety stopping you. You need to just comfortably be anxious. But I'll tell you what, in the moments that you do have anxiety, you can isolate yourself. It means that you can take plenty of time to develop yourself. There's months and months of reading that I've done that no one else can do, as I have hiccups. And you know, now I have a YouTube channel with like 3,000 videos, because I've just trained myself to be anxious comfortably. So then I'll be anxious and it'll also be fine. So you can't tell that I'm anxious, which is pretty good. But the anxiety allows you to have isolation. And, you know, there's all sorts of problems where there's a positive. It's just you need to lean into the positive of your problem, right? And you can try to fight the thing, or you can just have the thing in its entirety. What a beautiful thing to have a person who's just isolated enough that they can study and come up with a refined idea of what's going on. It's how some of the greatest inventions in life happen. Yeah? So realize that there is plenty of brilliant ability that you have just by virtue of having something wrong with you. Some of us are just like very chaotic and stuff like that, but I'll tell you what, this is good for gathering attention in some cases. You could have a Kanye West, you could have a, but if you can gather and process attention, why, you will find that you could be a billionaire. Kim Kardashian, gather and process attention. Do you see? But it's not that she didn't do something bad. We all know what she did. But she processed it positively. There's a positive, yeah? So this is the understanding I want to get to you, that somehow that's the good thing. Like your problem, somehow that's the good thing. You just need to look at it, yeah? Honestly, look at it honestly. Not what people tell you about it. Not think about it, look at it. And if you look at it, there's a purity of understanding that you'll have that will make you able to embrace the thing, able to use the thing, able to process the thing, able to win from the thing.